Hi there, my name is Aly Paws. Welcome to your yoga practice. So today we'll be doing a yin style practice because I've been having a lot of requests for yin practices. And it makes perfect sense for today for filming because I woke up super early in the morning and I could not go back to sleep. So yin is just delightful. It is very grounding energy. It's a lot of floor postures, so we'll be working more with our hips. And yeah, not a lot of movement. So in our yin practices, we hold the postures for at least 3 to 5 minutes, depending on which posture it is. So yeah, let's get started. We'll start in, basically, if you are aware of a hatha practice, it's your cow face pose, but in yin, they call it shoelace. So your legs are straight out, and you can do this one in a variation. Bending your right knee and bringing it over top of your leg. This is a nice modification if it's just too much bending the bottom leg, okay? So if you are able to bend the bottom leg, bend, and then pick up your bum and snuggle your way into, so that you're not sitting on your heel. So both sit bones should be pretty rooted and grounded, okay? Now, this is a very, just starting out right away in this posture, you might not be warm enough. So feel free to straighten that bottom leg, okay? Let's just sit nice and tall for a second and breathe in through the nose. Good, and then exhale out of the mouth. Nice, one more time in. And exhale out. Relaxing into this posture. So now just settling in, you can start to feel the sensations on the inner thighs, the outer thighs. Some people really like to fold into this, and if you have a block, you can place your elbows on the block, or maybe even elbows on your knees, thumbs in between the eyebrows, hands interlace on the fingers here just to rest and drop the chin down. So it's really up to you how you want to settle into this posture. So just taking some nice breaths in and out. It's just your natural rhythm of the breath. We don't usually do any deep breathing in yin. So yin being more of the nurturing, feminine side, cooling, right? The masculine is the sun and yang, or some people call it yang. And it's more of movement. So this is just really surrendering into the moment. And it allows you to access deeper areas of the fascia and connective tissue, as opposed to in our hatha practices, we're using our muscles and accessing the muscles a lot more. Relaxing any tension in the back of the neck, the shoulders. So I don't have a timer on me, so I'm just going to gauge and see how it goes here. We're going to hang out for at least a few minutes on each side, hopefully. Really to get into each muscle tissue and layer of fascia and all the different layers that we allow to settle when we slow down. Okay, we'll take a couple deep breaths here on this side. Good, and slowly move. So that's the key in yin practice, is you just want to move really slow. You know, you're opening up some areas that are pretty deep, And just massaging out the joints if you feel that feels good. And then we'll take our left foot over top of the right leg now. And once again, you can hang out here and just get as much benefits. You'll get a lot more of the hamstring and back body on that right leg if you keep it straight. Otherwise, bending into the posture. Remember, rearranging so your sit bones, you're seated, and both are really rooted into the ground. Nice. Take a moment to soften your face, your jaw. Breathing natural rhythm to the breath, just noticing the flow in and out of the nose. Starting to calm the monkey mind and any distractions. If you do get distracted, come back to the breath. Or you can always use one mantra, like an Om or something like that. Om is the vibration of all creation. So you're just inhaling Om and exhaling Om. I love these practices because I go into this meditative state where everything's just calm and all I'm focusing on is the breath and maybe some sensations of whatever area of the body you feel it and where you're opening up. Right now it should be your inner thighs and outer hips. Okay, let's take a couple more breaths here just before we move on. Good. Lean back a little bit and then slowly release. And what I like to do in between some postures is just windshield wiper the legs out so you feel this nice release in the hips. Okay, so let's bring the left foot forward and the left knee is bent. We'll move into swan, or if you know in hatha practice, it's called pigeon. Okay, so bringing the right leg behind you, you need to pick up yourself a little bit so you can square off towards the front of your mat. Flexing through the front foot and then just allowing your hips to eventually settle in. Now it's useful to have some cushions and blocks under the left hip if that's helpful for you to really settle, and we can begin to bring ourselves down to our elbows. And the back leg is doing this nice internal rotation to get the right hip around. Maybe you're on your forearms like Sphinx pose, or stacking your hands, placing your forehead on your hands. Just resting into the posture. And feel free to play any music you'd like, some quiet, gentle music that helps you relax. Or you can just listen to the sound of your breath. And just taking 2 more breaths here, and we'll move on to the other side in a second. Good. I want you to take your time pressing up, lift your chest, and come into a downward facing dog just so you can walk it out. Feel that release in the backs of the legs. And then you'll be stepping, just bringing your right knee towards your right wrist, bringing that right foot up, and allowing the left leg to come back behind you. And softening and sinking the hips into the center. Coming down to your forearms when you feel comfortable. And then settling in. At any point of the practice you need to come out and readjust, please do. Listen to that. Just continue softening the back and the outer hips and the shoulders. Fully surrendering into the posture. Feeling the breath move in and out through the nose. And the belly gently moves in and out. I'm going to just take a couple more breaths here. Good, and then slowly move, making your way into child's pose. Feel free to walk it out in down dog. Good, and then lowering your knees down. You can go wide if you like, bringing the toes to touch. Now, if your arms are going to be beside your legs, you want to bring your knees in shoulder distance or hip distance. Okay, and then the arms are just going to be beside the legs. Now, if you choose to have your arms out, you can widen the knees a little bit more, settling the chest into the ground, the forehead relaxes. Once again, nice calm breathing, calm mind, relaxed body. Let go of any tension in the back of the neck, the back of the skull. So we won't be here too long because it's actually, you can stay in child's pose if this next posture is just not great for your body. So frog pose, here what I like to do is roll up the side of my mat so that I get more support for my knees, on the inside of my knees. Okay, and then you'll be coming into kind of like sphinx-like arms, forearms on the ground. Your knees are wide, and then the toes go outwards. Okay, so any lower back discomfort or pain, you might want to just stay with a child's pose position. Good. So the ankles and knees should be relatively lined up. Hips are generally lined up to the knees, but I like to bring mine back just a tiny bit because it gets a bit more of a stretch. So if you have a block with you, you can place it underneath so the forehead can relax, and then you can relax the whole head or just drop it down. Just breathing into this. Let's take a couple more breaths here. And just start to move your hips forward a little and then slide the knees in. Good, and a nice counter pose for this. We'll just rearrange our mats and come onto our belly. And then bend the knees and let the feet sway from side to side. I really love this one. It releases the lower back. Good. Okay, pressing the hands by the chest and then pressing them into the ground, slowly coming up. Find your downward facing dog. Take a moment to walk it out. Release the legs and the hips. Good. So we'll step the right foot through. Come into more of a low lunge. And in Yin, they call this dragon. So this is more of a twisted dragon. Open your toes up and just make sure the knees are going in the direction of the toes, okay? You'll feel this on the inner thigh and kind of leaning into the left side. The right hand can be on the leg. And then you're doing this slight little rotation and twist with the upper mid-thoracic spine, upper back. And softening in to feel this on the left hip flexor and even the inner right thigh. And just breathe into it. Feel free to close the eyes, feel the sensations of the body. Just a couple more breaths here. Nice, and step back to your downward facing dog. Just move slow as you bend each left knee and right knee and just moving gently, walking in one spot. We'll switch sides. Left foot steps through. Your right knee comes down, open the left toes. Lean into the right hand, feeling supported, stacking bone upon joint. Left hand to the left leg. Do a gentle twist to the left. Soften into it. And just paying attention to the rhythm of the breath. Yeah, we'll take a couple more breaths here. Nice. Slowly step back, downward facing dog. Good. We'll just come down to your knees and then come and sit down, and we'll bring our feet out into a nice V position, wide-legged forward bend, or dragonfly that they would call it in Yin. Okay, so you can have a block in the front if you like, or sitting on a cushion to help that extra tilt forward. Now your block may be up high, and you might just be having your hands right here as you relax your head down, or elbows on the block, thumbs in between the third eye. You can go to any setting of the block, or just not use the block at all, or come down and just have the forehead pressing into the block. Good. Bolsters are also nice to use, nice and soft. Some nice deep breaths in and out, and just release into this posture. Just allow yourself to surrender, come back to your natural rhythm of your breath. So we don't force any postures, really ever, but in Yin we're not really engaged at all. There's a bit of support, but we're really just surrendering, allowing the tissues to soften and sink a little bit deeper. Allowing the mind to quiet down, the heart rate, the heartbeat. And once again, if you get distracted in the mind, you can use that mantra to come back to Om, or the simple single pointed focus, looking at one spot, maybe with the eyes closed or open, and just come back to that gentle breath. Really allow
tension and stress to roll off of the shoulders, down the legs, into the earth. Letting go of all tension in the back of the neck. Okay, continue to soften the lower back. We'll be here for a few more breaths. And slowly start to come up. And when you do, I want you to just come to the side. We have a little visitor. Hello, kitty. So just lean to the side, bring one arm up, and just get some nice side bending. We won't be here too long. Nice stretch. Good, and then come all the way up and over. We'll come to the other side. Reach the arm up. Good, and then inhale back up. And then we'll head to our back body to come into happy baby pose and then Savasana. And we'll see if this one leaves me alone. Maybe she'll come crawl on my stomach. All right. So finding your back, laying down, pulling the knees in to the chest, grabbing onto the feet. Feeling the lower back release, the hips, the spine, the shoulders. Relaxing the eyes. We'll move into our Savasana. Stretching out through the legs. Maybe. Good. Stretch your arms out. Palms are facing upwards. Good. Yeah, lay down. Relax the shoulders, the elbows, the wrists. Let the whole spine settle. Allow the hips to release into the ground. Both legs, both knees and ankles. All your toes. Just let this quiet breath move in and out of the nose as the belly rises and falls. Continue to settle the body into the earth, completely letting go. Good. Let's slowly start to bring your awareness back to your breath. Feeling the expansion through the belly and the chest. And completely exhale, releasing. And just moving very slowly, fingers, toes, stretching out through the arms. And start to bring your knees into your chest and then rolling to your side body. Good, and then making your way back up to seated. Sitting nice and tall. And just settling into observing the sensations in the body, the thoughts, maybe the energy or emotions that arise. Taking some time before you jump out of your practice to really honor your practice, honor your body, honor your mind, your breath. Just having full gratitude in this moment. And bringing the hands to heart center and just bowing in towards your heart in honor of the health of your mind, body, and spirit. So many blessings to you. Namaste.
Thank you so much for practicing today. And if you like the video and you want to share it, feel free to do that. And thank you for subscribing to the video and to the channel. We'll see you next time on the next video.